I had to come take a walk. I'm just beyond angry. I haven't done one of these videos in a while, but I'm overdue for one. And I hate when people get online, they talk about a company, they don't mention their name. I was not going to mention their name. I'm not going to mention their name, but you'll see it within this short video. And the reason I didn't want people to know the name of these people is because I didn't want people to go to them and try to use them. But as some of you know, I do a lot of things. One of them is trading, Forex. Now, I'm not a Forex guru. I don't buy into people's courses. I don't sell them. It's just something I learned and just started doing. It's just an extra source of income. And just recently, I've been traveling just a little less, and I've been doing more trading and learning, just learning. So I've been using this. Now, even though I'm doing a little less traveling, doesn't mean I'm not always on the go, because most of the time I'm always on the go. So I don't always bring my laptop with me everywhere I go. Sometimes I'll set trades. I'll do it from my phone, and that's it. Sometimes I'll set trades and I'll monitor them. And today, that's what I did. I set a trade. I was out and about, still out and about. Well, now I'm just walking off, trying to cool off. But I was out, so I set some trades. And I've been working more on my prediction. So I was predicting my take profit, right? So I set my stop loss. But as I reevaluated, I seen that there was more, even after a pullback, I seen that there was some more chance to earn just a little bit more. I don't like being greedy, so there's sometimes I leave a lot of money on the table, but the great thing about me is I'm usually taking a profit. I don't care what it is. It can be a few $1,000s, it can be a few $100s, and sometimes even in some cases, just a few dollars. But long as I take a profit, I'm happy. So I had to, so I set my stop loss. I'd seen that there was some room for improvement. My stop loss was actually 1,500. I seen that it got all the way up to about 2,000, and I realized that there's a little bit more room. So I went ahead and I adjusted my my stop loss. So I adjusted it. So even though I was at like 1,800 clear profit, 18 plus clear profit, I went ahead and I dropped my stop loss to about 1,500. So again, reevaluating, going back in, I was going to actually up that. I was going to change my stop loss or my take profit to about, I think I was going to do like 1,950. One of those numbers, I think it was like 1,950. And then my stop loss, because I was already in a profit, and I always got to take a profit. I think that I did like $1,550 or something like that. And soon as I tried to go back into the app to make those changes, because I had already changed it twice, easing it up, but I was getting ready to change it again. I couldn't get into the app. Could not get into the app. Now, before today, I did realize that there was something fishy going on. I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but it was like every time there was a trade that I wanted to, either get out of, stop, or I was real close to my stop loss or my take profit, I just couldn't get into the app. It would crash. It would do all kinds of funny bullshit, right? But today is the first time I noticed that it did it to me twice, very nasty, which cost me altogether almost 1,000. Now, I know for some people, some traders, that's not much. For me, it's not much, but again, it adds up in the long run. Even in the short run, it all adds up. So It did it to me earlier. You can see it today. It said it kept crashing. Like every time I tried to log into the app, it would not let me get in. But when it hit my take profit or my stop loss, after it hit, it finally lets me in. But I would spend anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes trying to get in, closing out the app, clearing data, all kinds of nonsense that I can't get in. I even tried doing it through the web browser on my phone. Couldn't get in. Now, with this particular site, there was a trick where I used to be able to get in via my phone by putting my phone on desktop, hitting my VPN. It'll actually let me in. That stopped working a very long time ago, just randomly. But so on. So this happened to me earlier today. Now, just a few hours ago, it happened to me again. So earlier, like I said, I hit my stop loss, right? So it already cleared me out $1,500. So it's $1,500 back into my account. Now, I jumped back into the trade because, like I said, there was more room for me to make more money. Again, I had to reevaluate. I seen that there was more room and I was going for it. Now, I was off by $600-700. This after I had exited that trade because it hit my stop loss. When I got back in, this went all the way up to about another $900 and something. So I was thinking it was going to hit probably about another 500 for me on my end, and I was just going to take that and run. So I set it, but then again, reevaluating, I was like, oh no, there's another room for at least another 300 to 400, and I'm gonna take all of my profits and call it a day. Cause I've been having some real good days lately. Same thing happens. I go after like my second time adjusting my stop loss and my take profit. I go on for the third time. Can't get into the app. Can't get into the app. 5 minutes, can't get into the app. 10 minutes, can't get into the app. 15 minutes, can't get into the app. And I was timing it. Because I knew I was going to hit that and I was going to be able to take that profit. Nope. It went all the way back down. All the way back down. And once it finally went all the way back down, it took and it hit my second take profit or stop loss, because again, I always got to have some type of win. It eventually let me in. So as soon as I seen this notification pop up, I clicked on the app, and magically, once again, it lets me in with no problem. So I'm not sure if I explained it properly to where you guys can understand and see what's going on. But when it comes to this site, I'm going to tell you guys, don't trust it. You see the name right there. I would not trust it. I would not trust it. Right now, I am going to go ahead and cash out my other accounts, because with this one platform, I have plenty of accounts. I have an account with a large sum, which I would not mention. I have another account with a smaller amount because I was doing a personal challenge where I have 10,000 in it, and I was going to try to take that 10,000 and make 60,000. I have another smaller account where I entered myself into another personal challenge, and I added $50, and I was going to try to take that $50 and make 5,000. So I have like 2 other accounts where I just have money sitting in that I trade from as well. And the reason I have so many accounts is the way I trade. I'm very on my style of trading. A lot of people probably won't agree with, but long as it works for me. So that's why I don't have any classes or any nonsense like that, because my way is I don't think people can do it too much of my way. I do a lot of test trades, so I'll jump in with a test trade. I know some people do this part, but I'll jump in with a test trade. If that test trade starts to do good, it hits a few key things that I'm looking for, then I'll go ahead and jump in with my larger account, and most of the time I do great. But I just want to share that. The reason I want to share it is because I want to ask, is anyone else experiencing that on this particular site, where you're trying to adjust your take profit or stop loss to actually make more of a profit, but magically can't get into your account until you hit that stop loss or take profit, and then magically you're able to get in. So that's the whole short part of it. But let me know if you're having that problem, because I am, and I'm sick of it. So I'm yanking all my money and I'm going right back to just a regular Forex, the first app that I had, because this is no longer working out, and that's just very suspicious. And I'm not liking it. And today is not the only time this has happened. It's happened before, but again, I always give the benefit of the doubt. I have to have a large enough sample size to say anything that, to bring it to people's attention, but also for me to look deeper into. And today was just the last straw, because I said it was about 1,000, but it had to be somewhere around $1,300 that I lost out on 2 different trades today, because of this same magical issue.